This podcast was originally recorded on the 28th of September 2020. Anything that happened between this date and the day this video was uploaded to YouTube will not be referenced. Sorry for the delay. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. Fun fact, the three people on this podcast paid more taxes in 2016 than Donald Trump.
Yeah, you're not
Well,
wrong.
I'm assuming we did anyway.
I mean, that's confidential information for me, but he should be paying a lot more.
This is not me saying publish your tax returns, Jerry. I'm just saying that we probably did all pay more than he did.
This is not you saying.
The fun part is we definitely paid more than he did here, but also he paid more in other countries than he did here. So America first.
I think he paid more in the UK than he did in America because of his hotels.
Gotta love those tax havens that make this entirely legal, don't they?
Oh,
Are you referring to my country as a tax haven? How very dare you?
No, I think that's Ireland, actually.
Yeah, it is. I'm just messing with you. Anyway, so this week, not talking about an orange man in the White House, we're talking about Delta and the Bannermen.
Oh boy.
Sylvester McCoy's story, Delta and the Bannermen, or its working title, Flight of the Chimeron, which just makes me think of Flight of the Conchords. But
ironic, considering the final title is also a reference to a band, Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, kind of. Sylvester McCoy serial, and chosen by our resident birthday boy, who is one of our two co-hosts, of course. If you've not seen the show before, I have to introduce him, so let me do that right now. Firstly, to my virtual left. Yo, shorty, it's his birthday. We're going to party like it's his birthday, even though that was yesterday. It's FreezingInferno.
Hey, I turned older!
I've just realised it's Go Shorter, not Yo Shorter, but you know what? I'll keep with it. I'll keep it in. It's funny. I'm so white. And to my virtual right, it's been 5 days since she tackled me. It's Kat.
Oh shit, has it? I'm late. Damn.
For a very important date.
No time to waste. Hello, goodbye. I'm late.
So, before we get into Delta and the Bannermen, since you mentioned the birthday, have I got something interesting to share with you all that you probably already know. I got a little package in the mail today. Just a little late birthday present from everyone's favorite cat. And it is glorious. Everybody, look at the screen right now. Pop on your YouTube. Check this thing out because this... Look at it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
View this in all its majesty and despair.
Despair? Get that.
No. They're despairing because they haven't got anything as beautiful as this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
And you thought it would be a Pennywise body pillow. Oh, honey, that's a Christmas gift.
No!
Do you want to know the worst thing? She might actually do that.
No, I won't.
No, don't do that.
I have my limits, and that draws the line right there.
Colin Baker wearing a face mask of himself from the 80s? Yes. Fish person poster? Yes. Pennywise body pillow? No. But yeah, thank you, Kat.
The more you talk it up, the more she's more likely to do it.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, this is one of those things where it's like, if it will affect your relationship with your family in such a way that you can't explain it away, that's where I draw my line.
And also, I have a fucking phobia of that goddamn clown, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you for the fish people. That was lovely. It's funny. You gave us fish people in the canine episode, and then you gave me fish people. For real.
I can talk about it now. I am so proud of that classical music edit. I think I tied that to perfection.
It was really good.
That is-
It was really good.
Mwah, beautiful, wonderful. So thank you, Kat. You made the birthday really nice. I will treasure this forever. I can't wait until we get to talk about the Underwater Menace. So thank you, Kat, for the fish people. That was lovely. It's great. So let's talk about Delta and the Bannermen.
Yeah, so
Yes.
why did you pick this?
Because it's fun.
Good enough.
Like,
Yeah, good enough.
okay,
Good enough.
like this is from season 24 again, which actually, let me get that
the much
goddamn
maligned
poll
in
up again.
fandom,
The
season
one we
24. You mean?
mentioning and saying that people are out of their mind because this is from season 24, McCoy's first season, which fandom in general isn't too keen on. But I freaking love season 24.
Yeah, fandom in general is wrong.
I'm pretty sure all the yeah. So let's look at the 4 stories of season 24. We've done 3 so far. The only one we haven't done is Paradise Towers, which
Yeah, and I thought
It's
initially
also-
that you had and I had actually done this on one of your classic reviews. We haven't. You just got me to watch it and react to it live in a Skype call.
oh well, I mean, it's still fun. It's still fun.
So that might be on the agenda in the future. But
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Paradise
okay.
Towers is my favorite season 24 story.
this
I'd say.
follows on from Paradise Towers in the blocking, doesn't it?
This is right after Paradise Towers and before Dragonfire. But we'll have more to say about Dragonfire and this in a bit. But I want to look at the results here. So the first story of season 24, Time and the Rani, on this poll came 239th place. The only stories that are worse are Fear Her and the Twin Dilemma,
Yeah.
Bullshit.
which that's too low for Time and the Rani. I don't even know about Fear Her. Fear Her's not great, but it's not like bad.
Considering Fear Her was a
unlike other
placeholder
episodes.
story for Stephen Fry's script that never came to fruition, I don't get that. I can understand the hatred for it, but actually, it's just sort of there. It's just sort of it is what it is.
The monsters, I can understand why ill-regarded. I can understand. Even if I don't
think the
agree
idea
with
is that
you.
because Love and Monsters is so polarizing, Fear Her is just sort of bland.
Right. Anyway, Paradise Towers,
Yes.
230th place. Utter bullshit. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that should be
Delta
higher
and the
up.
Bannermen, 217th place. Utter bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's brilliant. Dragonfire, 215th place. Utter bullshit. It's fine.
I think already
Dragonfire's
established that this
fine.
poll is nonsense.
The one that's highest is Dragonfire, and that's my least favorite of the 24. Time and the Rani is worse in
Kind of
one way,
sounds
but
like
more fun.
old Doctor Who fans don't like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're allergic to pantomime, and that's kind of what.
Why am I reminded so much of Dark Side Phil? I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus! What the fuck? This poll is bugged.
Terrible.
But yeah,
Terrible. This episode wasn't doing anything else. They were just running around corners like I did nothing about it.
so despite all that, Delta and the Bannermen is just a dumb, fun little romp of an episode that I kind of adore. And I don't know if you feel so. I think you liked it. Did you two like it?
Oh, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
excellent.
fun.
It's fun. So
I
I
thought
just
this
wanted
was
that
fun.
for my birthday. Yeah. So it has some interesting stuff that we'll delve into, but let's start off with the opening. The Bannermen versus the Army Men.
Oh, the Black Hole Army from Advance Wars 2 versus the Green Army Men. Special guest discount Princess Leia.
Discount for Delta?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
She's an intergalactic princess who wears white and has a blaster.
Okay, I can see it.
Tell me I'm wrong.
And she has
You're
a
not-
specific hairstyle because it's also mirrored later on by her daughter.
Hey,
Why are you booing me? You know I'm right.
well, you brought the mirroring before I did. Oh shit. But yes, this story also has incidental music done by Kev McCulloch, the greatest 80s composer of Doctor Who, And the theme he uses for this battle, I swear to God, it sounds like something you'd hear introducing the evening news. Just like, bam, 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 bam. And today's top story.
In today's top story, we have a war going on between the Bannermen and the Camerons.
Yeah.
This is the news at 10. Today's top story, we're all gonna die!
You need a new puppy.
The Bannermen are trying to exterminate the Shimmerons for reasons. The story never says it, but, you can just accept at face value that they're a genocidal death army. So, let's take that. One of them gets a really good, stunt fall off a quarry cliff.
It's no Private Wyatt in Inferno, but it's a pretty good stunt fall.
No, it's a pretty good one. It's like,
yeah.
It's good. So, Delta and one of these army men taking cover. They're shooting at the Bannermen or on top of a quarry cliff because it's Doctor Who. It's probably the same quarry they filmed Time in the Ronnie in some shit. But
quite possibly.
They want to get out of here, so they run to a spaceship, and this is wild. This is just a bit of wild, how the fuck editing. The leader of the Bannermen is named Gavrok, who also is funny because when we did Tomb, you mentioned that what the American rocket guy had a bit part in Star Wars, the original Star Wars.
Yes.
The actor who played Gavrok, Don Henderson, he also had a bit part in Star Wars.
And also played an Imperial officer.
Yeah, he's an Imperial officer in the Death Star scene. It's, it's a big round table, and at the end of the scene, Darth Vader chokes a bitch out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it again, question mark?
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
he's typecast.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
he's often sort of shady characters. He had a part in Red Dwarf. Actually, the last part he played before he died, sadly. It was released posthumously, but he played I think they're called simulants in Red Dwarf. He played one of them. He gets a great final line where Crichton the android's brother, well, not technically his brother, but another android like Crichton, infects him with all these negative emotions. And he's shooting up his own ship, and he's croaking, going, "I'm so alone, I don't get invited to parties. I hate everyone." He blows the ship up.
Wild.
That sounds like a personal problem.
It's just sad that it was the last thing he worked on before he died, but yeah.
Gavrok, he's on top of this quarry cliff. 20 feet up, overlooking this quarry and whatnot with the other Bannermen. He's up there as they're running to this Bannerman ship. So they gun down another Bannerman to steal it and take it and get away. So the two of them run in, and then Gavrok shows up inside the ship, ambushing them. How the fuck did he get down there so goddamn quick?
It was a glitch in the Matrix.
Teleportation.
Yeah,
Teleportation.
Telekinesis, anyway, Kyle.
He shoots the army man and knocks him down. But the army man's not dead, and he manages to shoot Gavrok before he can shoot Delta, and knocks him out of the ship. He gives Delta a thing, and Delta takes off in the spaceship.
Yes.
And then we get to a part that you like, because now it's time for the Doctor and Mel to end. As they land in a spaceport, it's all dark and ominous. There's this booming voice, and out of the shadows comes a sinister figure. Who could this ominous being be? It's Ken Dodd!
It's comedy legend Ken Dodd.
Ah! Oh, wait. Yay!
And he is just perfect in this role. So he doesn't have a major part to play. It's basically a cameo. But he's just perfect casting. So I must declare that I have seen Ken Dodd live on 3 or 4 occasions when he came to Blackpool. Because he always came to Blackpool in the autumn months to do a run of shows. And I was fortunate to be in the audience for 3 or 4 of those shows. And you would just leave those shows with your ribs in pain from laughing so hard.
I would describe his character as minor, but he fills the screen.
Oh, yes. He's very memorable as the Tollmaster.
Yes. It's such a shame what happens to him.
Yes.
But before that, we got a lot of fun with Ken Dodd, because it seems the Doctor and Mel He's like a space toll booth operator guy.
Yeah, he's the toll
who runs
master.
a toll master for a tour guide service. And the Dr. and Mel are the 10th billionth customers. So they win a fabulous tour of time and space going back to planet Earth, Disneyland in 1959.
The rock and roll years. And this little dance that he says, the rock and roll years had me absolutely howling. You can tell he was enjoying himself.
Oh, he was really enjoying himself.
Yeah.
And once we get through that, the episode does a really cute little trick where we cut from that to the TARDIS in a field. Except it's not the TARDIS. It's actually a period-accurate police box.
Yeah.
That threw me for a loop because it's like, wait, what?
And who should be using the police box but our comic relief for this episode?
Yay, the useless Americans, which is actually kind of, yeah.
Vice Muller and Hawk.
Oh, these guys. They're fine.
Yeah.
And
Vice
they
Muller
work for the
played by
government, so they're even more useless.
Vice Muller played by the wonderfully named Stubby K.
Stubby.
And I can't remember what the second guy's name was, but he appeared in Rosa.
Oh.
He played a character called Arthur. I do not know who this character was supposed to be, but apparently he was called
Morgan
Arthur.
Deere?
Morgan Deere, thank you. But I don't know who Arthur was in Rosa. I don't know if he was one of the racist Americans, if he was one of the people that was meeting with Martin Luther King. I have no idea who this was.
It might have been some guy on the bus. Who knows?
Some guy on the bus, yeah. But it's nice that he got to appear in Doctor Who twice, once in the classic era and once in the modern era.
He also
yeah.
was in an audio, apparently.
Okay.
Minuet
Hey,
in Hell.
Hey, Rainiac.
Yeah?
Where are these guys?
Yeah, so they're coming to you from Wales in England.
From Wales in England.
And that's not me sussing on the Welsh, by the way. He literally says, I'm speaking to you from Wales in England. And that absolutely creased me up laughing. Because, yeah. Just to explain a bit of UK geography. England is not a country. England is a nation-state, as is Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. They make up the country that is the United Kingdom. Although Scotland gets its way...
We're going to be entirely respectful of Wales the entire time.
If Scotland gets its way, they will not make up part of the United Kingdom much longer.
Right.
They want to be an independent country. And seeing as I would like to keep us as I would like to see us kept on the air, I will not mention my opinions on that at all. But it's just
promises they're very, very good.
It's just a terrible thing to get involved in because the minute you come down one side of the argument, the other side ratio you into oblivion, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm just not in the mood to handle that. So I will just declare that I have no opinion either way. I'm Switzerland. In this case, I'm fucking Switzerland.
Right, well, centralism aside...
Oh, no. Also, I've just realised I have a friend who's half Swiss. He's going to hear the clip, I'm fucking Switzerland, be really confused.
So, there's a guy who used to be on Channel Awesome, of all things, called Nash.
Yeah, we have to mention Nash.
Yes.
Yeah, he used to do classic Doctor Who reviews. They were, very much in the style of, say, Nostalgia Critic. I'm going to go through the plot and complain a bunch and make silly jokes and be like, what the fuck is going on?
There was one crucial difference. They were good.
Yeah, they were good. They're pretty good. So even though he had a more negative review of Delta and the Bannermen here, a couple of lines of jokes that he made about the episode stick with me years later. And one of them is that later in the episode, the Bannermen are tracking everyone down in Wales, and they're like, so Delta's located in Wales. And Nash just goes, how do aliens know where Wales is? I'm from this planet, and I don't know where Wales is.
I've been to Wales, and I don't know where it is.
It's somewhere vaguely near London. That's all
That's it.
God.
Yeah, just west of Dudleyville, just south of parts unknown. That's Wales, right? No. I do know where Wales is because I used to go there when I was a child, once every year, for a weekend.
It's just west of Rand McNally.
Oh my god!
So
The
back
deep
at the
cut
toll
there,
booth.
the deep reference cut there.
It's not that deep a reference.
It is for me because I have no clue what you're talking about. But
So
that makes it a deep cut.
back at the toll booth, the Doctor and co meet their tour group for the 1959 tour.
Oh yes, the Neverinos.
Oh god, these guys are wild. They're purple tentacle aliens, but they go through a transformation arch to take human form to blend in.
It's honestly the best scene because
I love
they
this
have
scene,
their,
yeah.
the tour guide Murray, who's he's about to go through. He's like,
So you got like a big purple tentacle monster trying to walk through this arch, half turning into a dude, just turning back and forth as he's wiggling through, and then he makes it through, and everyone's like, "Hey!"
Yeah, everyone just cheers like it's the most sincere thing. It's great.
Like the concept of this is just wild. I'm not even talking about turning into humans. You get that.
Yeah.
Like they build one purple alien costume and then have a bunch of dudes. But like the whole idea of it, just that purple tentacle aliens from the future are so invested in Earth culture that they disguise themselves as humans and go on a space bus, because the ship is actually like made out to be a bus, but it's a spaceship. They go on a space bus and go back in time to the 50s to just hang out on vacation for a weekend.
And the funniest part is that none of them can dress either.
No.
They're alien LARPers.
Oh my god.
They're nostalgic alien LARPers.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
like Kat said, they're dressed in all these weird... Like, one guy just has this goofy sombrero, and there's another lady with, like, a rice hat.
Yeah, she's basically trying to be Fu Manchu.
Oh my
It's
god.
very much like the wizards from Harry Potter, where they try to mingle amongst the Muggles, and then they turn out to be like wearing, pajamas and
Oh my god, yes.
outrageously colored pantsuits and stuff.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
hilarious. But yeah, they're going on the nostalgic tours.
And since you've mentioned the Forbidden Books, I am now
problematic as the nostalgia man.
Since you brought up the Forbidden Books, I am now literally obligated to mention the words trans rights.
Excellent. Trans rights, very good.
But yes, I get the feeling that basically they just raided the costume department and whatever they could find.
Oh, so like
right.
Dimensions in Time.
Yeah, they just gave them to the extras. It's like, here you go, put this on.
I would not be surprised if some of them came in their normal clothes and they just added.
It could be.
So just as the space bus is about to take off, Delta arrives in her stolen ship and jumps out of that and pops on the space bus. It's like, anywhere's better than here, fuck that.
Yeah.
And Mel's going to go along for the ride. The Doctor is just like, I'll follow, and
Yeah, in his TARDIS.
Yeah.
which ends up being a good
He did not
idea.
touch that.
But before that, well, we get the rockin' 50s purple tentacle aliens disguised as humans flying through space in their bus, all singing "Rock Around the Clock."
Oh my god.
Like, this fucking story is just so dumb and fun.
I don't know how the writer came up with this. I'm guessing recreational drugs might have had a part to play, but I'm glad they did because this is just fun.
It's so fun.
Is it
Well,
good?
it's not-
No, probably
It's
not.
like a jukebox musical.
Objectively speaking, it's probably not considered good, but it's just enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fun. What's not quite fun is the fact that Murray, driving through space, slams his goddamn bus into American Sputnik here.
Yeah, so this is what Vice Muller and Hawk's reason for being in Wales is.
Yeah,
They're
they're
monitoring an
gonna-
American satellite.
Which I question why they're not, like, in an observatory or something. They're just out in the daylight with a goddamn little
1959,
telescope.
it just about checks out in terms of not being anachronistic.
Right. But
Yeah,
so the bus
chalk
gets
it up to
crashed.
being American and pass it on.
Okay. So the bus crashes in this button. It gets spiraling out of control. Everyone's screaming. But luckily, the doctor's in the TARDIS to do some technobabble bullshit and stabilize the bus's gravitational field. And
he does this great thing when he's stabilizing the bus gravitational field. Like the TARDIS console is like giving off sparks. He doesn't want to touch it. So he just gets his umbrella and presses the buttons with it.
It's a great bit of physical
I love
comedy.
McCoy's Doctor.
And like once he does it and he's satisfied, he takes the umbrella and he just puffs off the dust.
Yes.
How is this not higher on the list? It's good fun.
So he's managed to save the tour bus and all its occupants, including Mel and the princess, who we'll now just call Delta. Spoiler alert, she's the Delta of Delta and the Bannermen. Yeah, they're nowhere near Disneyland. They've landed...
They're at Shangri-La.
They've landed in a holiday camp.
Yay.
Oh
It's
boy! We're in Wales!
Yeah, take it from me, holiday camps are just a legalized cult.
I mean...
That's about right.
Look, listen, not for nothing did some people in the 60s think of holiday camps and go, yes, I'm going to write a story about a holiday camp, and there's going to be giant fucking crabs brainwashing everyone.
You know what the funny thing is, though? Apparently this place shows up later on in other Doctor Who media.
Really?
Specifically in different written works. So in 1967, it was known as a hotel. It was in bad condition. And that showed up in Trace Memory with Jack Harkness in it.
What?
Oh my god, what?
Jack Harkness went to Shangri-La?
Yeah!
Well, yeah, he...
And then, in the prose called Who Killed Kennedy, there was a journalist who actually found evidence of the Doctor and Mel's presence in Shangri-La.
Oh, yeah. I've read that one. That's a fucked up book.
Well, looking at the title, I can kind of get that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Who Killed Kenny is not exactly going to be green eggs and ham.
Yeah. It's I'll have to tell you about that sometime. That's from what I remember, that is a trip. But yeah, so we are in a holiday camp in Wales, Shangri-La, and once we everyone gets off the bus, it's like, well, shit, the bus is wrecked. We're going to need to fix it, but we can stay at the holiday camp for a bit. So they head on in and meet the what would you call the guy in charge of the holiday camp?
Oh, good God. Well,
The Grand Leader, who we all listened to. I mean, this dude.
This
guy.
Let's call him the head of the holiday camp. Burton.
He's the camp leader.
Yeah, the leader.
The camp leader.
Camp leader.
They never actually named the other people in terms of what their role is, but this is basically the Butlin's red coats, the Pontins blue coats, the Heidi High yellow coats. Heidi High is a fictional show about a holiday camp.
Right. And this guy is extremely well.
Burton? Yeah, Burton's terrific.
I'm your camp leader, at Shangri-La.
He has this lovely habit of asking people if they have any questions and then just moving on without them getting a chance to respond. The funny thing is, I know people that have done that.
Oh my god!
Any questions? No, good.
Were they Welsh?
No, surprisingly.
Okay.
One was American.
I've known some people like that too. Yeah.
One was American. Most were English.
Right. So, since the space bus is in there, Burton gets his mechanic, Billy, to check it out.
Yay, Billy.
Billy's a interesting character. Do no wrong, foolish, idiotic decisions later in the story.
No, not at all. The sun shines
Billy's
out of his
just
ass.
A simp. Billy's a simp. Prove me wrong.
You know the sad thing?
I can't.
Do you know for the second time I'm saying this, but the sad thing is I can't. I can't prove you wrong because you're right, and I hate the fact that you're right.
I gotta confess something. Whenever I see people call someone a simp online, I just hear the theme to The Simpsons in my head.
Well, that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Moving past that, in addition to Billy, we're introduced to a very interesting character, his friend Ray.
Yeah. Ray is quite the mechanic.
This girl is very interesting for particular behind-the-scenes reasons. So we'll get into that a little here. So season 24 was 14 episodes. They didn't have the budget to do 4 stories. So what they did was they did 2 4-part stories. And then on the books, 1 6-part story. But they split it into 2 3-part stories. 1 was done all on studio, and 1 was done on location. So this is how they did it for the rest of the McCoy years. But if you notice, you look back at Dragonfire, it's all done in studio on set. And Dalton the Bannerman, aside from 1 or 2 little shots here and there, is all done on location in Wales. So on the books, it's all one big story, but it's split in 2, and it's 2 separate 3-part adventures. At the same time, Bonnie Langford was thinking of Doctor Who, so they were thinking, well, we need a new companion. Oh, there's some girl characters in these scripts probably use if they work out. So they decided to see who would work as they were making the stories concurrently. 1 was, as we know, Sophie Aldred's Dragonfire. And the other was Ray. She was in the running.
Yeah.
I kind of wish she had got in. She would have been really cool.
She's a good character. They give her a lot of focus in this episode and in this serial. And if you know the thing about that she was nearly a companion, you can understand exactly why. And she is very companion-like.
Yeah.
She certainly would be believable as a companion.
I mean, I can imagine the world where Remembrance of the Daleks has Ray bashing a Dalek giant fucking wrench.
Guys, do you want to know the greatest thing in the world?
Yes.
What if they were companions together?
Oh my god.
Yo, Big Finish! Big Finish, we've got an idea for you.
Hey, Big Finish, hello. Come on.
That'd be fucking amazing.
I mean, they do have an entire range of stories where it's like what if scenarios. They could do what if Ray joined the TARDIS instead of Ace.
That would be
if Sarah Griffiths is still in a condition to appear.
I don't know.
Yeah. And funny thing about Sarah Griffiths, she was not the original choice for Ray's actress. There were 3 people shortlisted to play Ray. One was Ace herself.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. I've totally not forgotten the name of the actress, Sophie Aldred. There we go.
Yeah.
Sophie Aldred was one of them. Sarah Griffiths was the second, and the third one who actually got the part originally was Lynn Gardner. But unfortunately, Lynn Gardner was injured in a scooter accident.
Oh.
So she was unable to take the role. The BBC still paid her.
That's nice.
And she got a voice role in Dragonfire.
Oh, that's nice.
Because she didn't have to appear on camera and do any physical stuff because she was still injured. So Griffiths got the role instead of her. And she does a good job, I think.
Yeah. I like Ray.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Do you know what I don't like?
I like that they established that she's always got mechanical tools on her because when they're fixing the bus, she asks, "Can I help?" And Murray's just like, "Not unless you've got the socket wrench." And she just whips one out like,
"Yeah,
bitch, I'm prepared, motherfucker."
She's a better mechanic than the mechanic.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, again, the mechanic decides to stop working on the bus and instead go and simp someplace. So.
Well, before that.
Oh my god, I've just realised. This is your fault, Jerry.
What?
Well, in Delta and the Bannermen, we got a simp, and in the next story, Dragonfire, we got a Karen. This is your fault.
It's my fault.
You're the one who pointed out she was a Karen.
I didn't pick Dragonfire.
I picked it out.
You're both to blame. Are you happy now?
Well, they were made at the same time, so it stands to reason they both have someone who's problematic.
Equal blame.
Oh my god.
Equal blame is applied to both of you.
Moving back.
Yeah, so I like Ray. I like Ray a lot. You know what I don't like a lot? When you cast a comedy legend, then shoot in the back.
Oh yeah, this happens.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
before that, just some quick, just some quick stuff. The Doctor is trying to fix the bus space crystal from the TARDIS. Orb crystal, I think, or
Quarb crystal, yes.
Yeah, it's a quarb crystal. It'll fix the bus up. So Murray goes to put this thing in the bus to fix it, and promptly breaks it.
Butterfingers.
Luckily for him, the Doctor can use the TARDIS to time-lapse the crystal and accelerate its growth back into a crystal, but it's going to take 24 hours or so. So everyone has to spend the night at the holiday camp, which is fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mel is
time.
Oh Jesus! Mel is in a bunk with Delta. They're roommates now, and once they ring the big gong for dinner, because in the office with the PA, they've got a gong, and they turn on the microphone and just smash the gong. Anyway, that shit makes Delta pull out her gun. Like, what the fuck is that? What's going on? What the holy shit?
I mean, you can understand it. She's in an alien environment, literally, for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's being pursued by very nasty people indeed.
Yeah.
That would make you pull a gun if you had one.
What does kind of get me is Mel is just like, oh, a gun.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to get dinner now. Bye.
You can trust me. I'm on the level.
Anyway, then the bit I hate.
Almost no reaction.
Then the bit I hate happens. So,
Gavrock and the Bannermen.
They've got Ken Gold at gunpoint. They've got the Tollmaster at gunpoint. They want to know where the bus has gone. The Tollmaster genuinely says that he doesn't know, and he doesn't, because he knows they were blown off course, and there's no way to track them. Gavrock lets the Tollmaster go, and then shoots him in the back.
Now, this is something interesting, the stories. We'll explore it a little later, once we get to part 3, but Delta and the Bannermen is, on the face of it, a goofy, dumb, fun story about aliens in a hall. La-di-da-da-da, rock around the clock, rock and roll. It's a happy time. It's also got the plot of genocidal alien soldiers killing everyone in their way and trying to completely exterminate another alien species. So there's a bit of dissonance going on here. Happy fun time and dark brooding soldier murder.
I would liken it to a Disney movie. Because Disney movies have some dark shit in it. Like, does anybody remember that one time in Tarzan where Clayton fucking hung himself?
Oh my god.
Accident?
Yep.
And they showed the shadow on the tree?
Yeah.
I'm still messed up from it.
That's
but
messed
then,
up.
It moves on, everybody's happy and fun, and they just sort of gloss over it.
Somebody gets hit by a train in Oliver and Company, and his eyes turn into skulls.
There were the skulls that were in Clayton's eyes when he fell to his death.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah.
Anyone ever see the Black Cauldron? That movie.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something we'll explore a bit more in part 3. How they deal with this dissonance. Yeah. It's ironic that you say it's Disney, considering their original destination was Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I do understand. All right, we need to have a bit of darkness to balance out the super fun, happy camp times. But this is a man who appeared in Shakespeare on stage in Twelfth Night as Malvolio. This is a man who appeared in Kenneth Branagh's production of Hamlet in cinemas as Yorick in a flashback.
Well, sometimes the hecklers just get too much.
And you should... You know what? Let's move on before I get angry.
Right. So
let's move on to the dance, because quite a lot of important things happened at the dance.
First of all,
we
got Billy.
Almost no rock and roll whatsoever. I'm watching you, episode.
Yeah, we are watching the episode. Exactly what we're...
That's why he was killed, because he was false advertising.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Mr. Sandman is not rock and roll.
So Billy's got this, homemade speaker that blasts the music really loud, which the Doctor comments on. But then he's up on stage with the band, and actually the composer of the episode, Kev McCulloch, he's up there somewhere. I don't know which one he is there. Proud. And so everyone's there. Murray's having a... And Ray's here too, looking nice. And Billy goes on stage, and he's going to dedicate a special love song to a special girl in the crowd. Why do fools fall in love? And it's for Delta.
Simp.
Friendship with Ray ended. Now Delta is my new BFF.
Womp. Oh. Poor Ray.
Simp, son.
You can pinpoint the exact moment Ray's heart breaks in two.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's a cute little scene where the Doctor tries to console her. She's like, Dad, so I'd love to.
Yes, and she's dancing with the Doctor, who is very confused.
Oh, God. But later at that night, the Doctor heads off to try and find Ray and... Not Ray, Delta and Billy. But here's Ray crying in the laundry storeroom because she's sad over not getting to be with Billy. So he consoles her a bit, but then they hear someone coming, and it's one of the guys from the bus.
Yeah, so on the bus sat
Kellior?
in like the... Is that his name, Kellior?
Keillor.
When Delta gets on the bus and sits next to Mel, in the background there's a shady guy in sunglasses.
And the shady guy in sunglasses is actually a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
With a South African accent.
What's his motivation?
Money.
Wears his sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Right. So he pulls out like a space phone and calls up Gavrok and gives him the location of Delta, Shangri-La, Wales. And this is when the Doctor sneezes to give away his location. Good job.
Yeah.
And this leads to our episode 1 cliffhanger, which is structured two ways. The first is Mel and Delta are in the room, and then all of a sudden the thing that the army man gave Delta starts hatching like an egg, and we get
a boglin. This is a boglin. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Okay, Jim Sterling.
Maybe you can convince me otherwise.
But yeah, it's like a big green puppet face. Mel has a scream because it's Bonnie Langford. She's contractually obligated,
We have to have at least one Mel scream per serial.
If I also just saw Birth, I would also scream. So
she's good at it.
Anyway, the bounty hunter has the Doctor and Ray at gunpoint, and he knows who the Doctor is, despite Sylvester McCoy only having regenerated.
Why? I don't get this.
Maybe he had off-screen adventures and did some infamous shit. I don't know. But either way, it's just like, you're the Doctor. Your death will make me richer still.
Yeah. He's a mercenary who sells out the good to the bad. So I'm sure he heard about
he's about to kill the Doctor and Ray and shoot him. And that's our episode 1. Woo, woo.
Before we go into part 2, I've just realised something that I now hate myself for realising.
What, worse than the simp thing?
No. But the characters of Ray and Billy, son of a bitch, they were named after Billy Ray Cyrus, weren't they?
Oh, was he even a thing in 1987?
In the 80s?
Really.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
I mean, I wouldn't exactly call him a rock star.
No, but surely that's more than a coincidence.
Right.
Honestly, I was trying really, really hard not to make that reference as well because I noticed it when I thought of Billy and Ray together.
Oh my god!
I'm quickly just gonna Google Billy Ray Cyrus and find out when he was active. Born in 61. Born in 61. Okay, it's a coincidence. Years active 89 to present.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he wasn't exactly a big thing until much later in his.
But you have to admit, it's a hell of a coincidence.
It is.
And even then, he had one good song and one bad daughter.
my god! So,
Wow, that hit me like a wrecking ball.
Oh my god! God damn.
Can we get back to part 2?
Yeah, part 2. Cliffhanger resolution. Gavrock does a betrayal.
Oh no! How
So
unprecedented.
So yeah, he shoots a pulse through the bounty hunter's space phone and just disintegrates him. But the explosion knocks out the.
Yeah, and Ray.
And the scene comes up next as a Billy comes to Delta's room with flowers to be like, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna woo you." He opens the door, and here's Delta holding a fucking green boglin baby.
This thing looks like cornmeal painted green.
Oh god! Oh, you just wait for painted green joke.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get there.
Just keep in mind that at this point, it's quite obviously a puppet.
Yeah,
it's a puppet.
But we should mention the sexual dimorphism, the Shimmerin Delta species. The adult males were clearly green army men, but the adult women are just humanoid, like Delta.
So this baby
they start off as green.
But they start off as green because this is looking like a baby version of monster thing.
So is this basically an analogy to the insect kingdom?
Well, yes, because the episode's going to make that pretty textual in a bit.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's the next scene where we're talking about bees.
Oh god!
Not the bees.
Oh my god!
Yes, we need a new side character. Garonwe. Now, Garonwe, I thought, okay, that's a bit of a strange name, isn't it? Is that like an alien thing? No, it's just Welsh.
It's just Welsh.
I'm not saying that to insult the Welsh. The Welsh have got this very peculiar language. Well, it's peculiar to the English anyway. They have a lot of
You're not helping your case.
They have a lot of Y's in place of I's, and they have a lot of phonetic sounds that we just don't use.
Right.
So, no, I am helping my case. I'm trying to tiptoe around this as much as possible. Leave my cat there, picking up my foot and planting it straight on the eggs.
So, the American agents are looking for their satellite. So they pull up to the beekeeper's house and ask him if he's seen anything weird fall out of the sky. And he says he's going to ask his bees.
This is actually not as stupid as you think it is. So this is another old British tradition, is that apparently when there is a death, you inform the bees so they don't fly away.
Right.
I don't personally believe it, but that is an old sort of folk tradition.
And
so I
suppose I have everybody keep in mind, Garonwe is human.
Yeah.
He's not an alien as far as we can tell.
It's also the idea that bees are terrific keepers of secrets. So that's why you can talk to the bees that you might not necessarily talk to other humans.
Then a butterfly lands in his hand, and we get, as Zoe alluded to, the metaphor of the episode. You know, he says, "Oh, the noble butterfly. You'd think it was so ugly if you saw it in this cocoon, but once it hatches, it's a beautiful creature."
And then guess what we cut to?
Which is a very apt metaphor. It's basically what they're doing. But yeah, then we cut to put it on screen, right? Put it on screen. We have to talk about it.
We do.
They painted a baby green.
No lie. Once we got to this scene and we saw the baby that was painted green, I had to stop the episode and just laugh my ass off.
I don't blame you.
They literally took a baby, painted the baby green, and put it in an alien one.
Do you realise that baby, this was what, 1986?
1980. They probably filmed it in 87.
Yeah, 86?
87, I'd say.
That baby is younger than you.
Of course, yeah, that baby's younger. That baby's younger than, like, I don't know if it's younger than you. Is it younger than you, Rainiac?
Well,
it
have to be. I was not born before 86.
Right.
I plead the fifth on my actual age, but I was not born before 86.
I'm older than that baby, but just think, that baby...
I would say maybe the baby is about a year old. just for the fact that it can sit up without having any problems.
Okay,
Right.
so there is every chance then that baby is all grown up now and still out there in the world. Can you imagine this baby if the baby finds the podcast?
Well,
Yeah,
I have it on
but
good
the-
authority that baby was played by Jessica McGow. And as far as I can tell on her IMDb page, this is the only thing she's ever done.
This is not
Can you
unusual.
imagine? Can you imagine this Jessica McGow getting into Doctor Who, being like, "Wow, I really love this Doctor Who. You know, you were in it, right? What? I was in an episode of Doctor Who. What do you mean?
Yeah.
When you were a baby, we had you in an episode. Oh my God, can I see? And then she watches, and she sees herself painted green.
Why am I green?
Why am I green, Mom?
Is it too late to cut off contact with you?
Why did you let them paint me green, Mom?
And let's be fair, this is one of 4 different actresses for this.
Yeah.
Yes,
the idea
we
is
will get to that. But it's not unusual for babies in TV and film, for the people that portrayed those roles to never actually get into film and TV. Beyond that.
I wonder why.
It's not like a tough acting job. All you got to do is not cry.
I mean, I do know the girl from Remembrance of the Daleks went on to basically. She still works in Doctor Who, but now she works on the other side of the cameras.
Oh, that's nice.
She's in production.
Oh, good.
And she's still got a. She and Sylvester McCoy still meet up from time to time. It's a really nice story. But this baby, this is the Cameron princess. It's now the second of its kind out there in the world.
Yep.
But
And the
not with
hope is that they
Bannermen,
can use it to eventually repopulate the Cameron race. Garak,
So,
of course, is trying to
the
stop
middle of
this.
this episode is basically a runaround because Delta, Billy, and the baby go off on Billy's motorbike to explore the Welsh countryside and just chill out and have fun. The Doctor and Ray wake up from being knocked out and they're like, "Oh shit, the Bannermen are coming. We gotta warn everybody." It's a big panic. They warn all the people of Murray's bus and Navarine, the Bannermen. They try to warn Burton, who's pretty skeptical first. It's a funny line that Burton's got. He's like, "So let me get this straight. A bunch of spacemen are coming to attack you." Yeah. It's like, no, actually, the line is,
I've
"You're
just got 2
spacemen."
words. I've just got 2 words in my notes for this particular scene.
What's that?
Yeah.
Gratuitous Welsh.
Welsh intensifies. Mein wir.
Yeah, and they don't subtitle it. So anyone
But
watching this in the 80s will not know what the hell they were talking about. I don't think there's any particular meaning to it, but it's Ray and Burton are arguing in Welsh. But there's a great bit where he's like, "Well, of course, if you could show me proof of something, I might be able to help you." So the doctor just shows him the TARDIS.
We don't see it. They just come out of the
he does it off
TARDIS
camera.
because it's like, whoa, could we take a spin in it later?
It's like a nice parallel with Snake Dance, where the guy in the fancy hat was told to evacuate. He's like, "Yeah, I'll cancel the festival immediately," and didn't. This time he starts to be sarcastic and then sees that there's a real threat and immediately complies with him.
Well, that's a good change of pace. Someone believing the Doctor.
Yeah, I do like Burton as a character.
So it's all a big runaround to try and do stuff. So while they're all evacuating, the Doctor and Ray go off on a bike to try and find Delta. And this is when the Bannermen do come down in the field next to the American agents.
Oh my god.
This scene's wild. They just come in and they shoot like their radio equipment, and the line is gold. "Hey, you can't shoot that. That belongs to Uncle Sam."
And where is he, your Uncle Sam?
God.
That is a good joke.
Yeah, so the Bannermen are on their way to guard the American agents for whatever fucking reason. Why they...
Yeah.
I don't
Doesn't
know
matter.
why.
Anyway.
Well, I do know the reason why. The reason is they had to have something to do.
Anyway, the
Yeah.
crystal's pretty much cooked. Murray successfully installs the TARDIS, says goodbye to Mel. Everyone's going to fly off and get out of here. And just as they're about to leave, the Bannermen show up and blow up the bus. Oops!
Yay!
They're all fucking dead.
Everyone is hit. I mean, everyone is dead.
Yeah, this is again.
Unfortunately, the Venga bus is not coming.
We've had some
Yeah.
good jokes in this particular iteration of our podcast. That might be the best one yet.
Yeah, this is another instance of happy comedy getting overtaken by the dark, serious, grim military drama. And they just casually wipe out this bus of space LARPers.
The Shadow of Clayton.
Oh my god! Yeah, there you go. That's a nice way to put. I would that's the kind of thing I would come up with in one of my esoteric. It's just creating a nice metaphor for it. The Shadow of Clayton.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's one of those things where when you're a kid, you're just like, oh no, the bad guys killed everybody. But when you're an adult, it's like, oh shit, the bad guys killed everybody.
What the fuck?
They blew up the entire bus. The only one who survives because she falls off of it just before it blows up is Mel.
I don't even think she got on. She was near it.
Well, she's on the ground. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Mel
she
survives
was
because, of
away
course, she
and
has
got
to.
caught in the explosion slightly.
Gavrock approaches at gunpoint, and Mel's like, "How could you do that? They were all people. You killed them." Was the Shimmering Princess among them? Yes, you killed her.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Mel
So
trusts
she
the
lied
loyal,
about
a good
that.
companion, and he's about to kill Mel, and Burton to the rescue.
Actually, there's a great little scene. And it cuts to the Bannermen, and they're all like going with their mouths open. And
Oh
it's
yes. What was it?
Victory scream!
What was it? What was it? You posted on our official Twitter account without my knowledge.
something along the lines of Devo eats too much red licorice.
It goes to Wales. I can't even.
Yeah.
Do you see, ladies and gentlemen, what I have to put up with week to week?
Right. So just as they're all celebrating, the Dr.
Wow.
Ray.
Wait till
Delta,
those
and
sell
Billy
that
show
cherry
up on
dice.
bikes.
Wait to completely no sell that. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention: there's a really funky version of the theme music when Ray and the Doctor are on the back of her bike, her scooter.
You know what? I'm gonna get you a little bit of linkage here.
Please do. I can't put it in the actual thing because I think I pushed my luck enough with Ode to Joy last week. But,
we're just gonna have in the description of the video. You can check out the Delta and the Bannermen suite.
and is that part of it? That version of the theme part of it? Yeah.
I believe so, but either way, just listen to the soundtrack. It's a joy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, cutting off the celebration is Dr. Ray, Delta, and Billy show up on their motorbikes to reveal that, Mel was lying. So they take off, and Gavrock's about to shoot Mel dead when we get an unlikely hero.
Burton, yeah. But
He
he's not...
just says the sensible thing of it would be a big mistake to kill her. She's useful as a hostage.
At first I thought, okay, he's a treacherous snake, but no, he's actually trying to save her.
No,
He's putting himself in danger.
He's old enough to be a veteran of the war, so he's probably a retired soldier.
I would say he's either a World War I or World War II veteran.
I mean, it's a very good assumption because he does refer to himself as a major.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And he certainly earns that title here. He really is quite brave. He puts himself right in the line of danger.
And at some point, he just has a sword, as you do.
Oh, the sword is great, but that's in part 3. But
So once the Doctor and Co are away, Delta starts picking up a message on her ultra high frequency antenna under her ears. It's just little receptors or something, just like little silver pads, because she's an alien. She's picking up a message from Ramwee's bees.
The bees talking to aliens? That hat Russell T. Davies couldn't write anything original, could he? God damn it.
So the Doctor drops Delta and the baby out of Ramwee's place while he goes to confront Gavrock and save Mel. And this scene is real great. He borrows like a pillowcase on Garamli to make a white flag of surrender, and Gavrok just shoots at it anyway. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and the Doctor is furious about this.
It's a really good, it's your typical Sylvester McCoy confronts the villain. It's a class act.
Righteously indignant 7th Doctor is the best kind of 7th Doctor.
Oh, hell yeah.
Except when he's manipulating Davros to blow up Skaro. But
like raw meat while he does it.
He's eating an entire ham or something.
Christ, it looks like a slab of bacon.
Do you guys remember when I sent you that link for that live PD where it had the dude who was obviously high on something?
Yes, he's eating the
eating
entire
a
ham as
chunk
well.
of ham.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Florida!
Funnily enough, I will not be linking to that because I don't want to get sued. But
Right. Yeah, so it's a typical villain confrontation. It's like, you can't win. We're going to get Delta and we're going to testify against you. You'll never make it to trial. Give me Delta and I'll give you your life.
yeah, he has a great line, Gavrok, where he goes, "Justice, I spit on your justice," and he actually does spit on the ground.
So yeah, so McCoy, he's like, I left under a white flag. I'll leave. And then he heads off with Mel and Bert. The Bannermen raise their guns, and the cliffhanger ending is McCoy going, actually, I may have gone a little too far.
Yeah. And part 3 resolves that cliffhanger by the Bannermen not shooting the Doctor.
To be fair, isn't that how most cliffhangers are? Oh no, someone's about to shoot the Doctor or companion usually end.
Yeah, yeah.
The cliffhanger resolution is they don't do that.
It's a bit of an anticlimax. I kind of expected that, given that this is Sylvester McCoy and he's the master manipulator Doctor of all the classic Doctors, he is, that he was going to rig the white flag that if they shot it, it would reflect back and kill them or something, or stun them.
It feels almost out of place because the Bannermen have shown that they are not adverse to killing somebody in the back. Shoot someone in the back or just murdering whoever.
You're forgetting that the master manipulator McCoy was only the latter 2 seasons.
True, he wasn't really fully fledged master manipulator yet.
Yeah, he's more of a goofball sort of Doctor in season 24.
Yeah, one of the trivia I saw was it used to be that he would flub up common Earth idioms, and apparently this is the last episode where he did that.
Yeah, we've seen that in Time of the Rani.
Yes.
And he does it here.
It's cute, but I can understand why they dropped it.
Yeah, fair.
It's almost like he had character development. Amazing.
They started dropping some of the goofier aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to transition to house style, so to speak. But anyway, Gavrok calls for his other Bannermen who are guarding the Americans to come join him to attack Delta.
And this is wild. They have this sort of metal collars with a metal bar attached to them.
And they're made of metal.
Yeah. How this is supposed to keep them as prisoners when they're not there? God knows.
Well, it doesn't matter because Ray's here. Got a wrench to unhook the collars 5 seconds after the Bannermen leave.
Is this the writer's got a weak portion of the story?
Well, there's strong parts later on.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean. But yeah, she gets him free. The Doctor and Co. It's the Dr. Mellenberg that go along too, and the 2 Bannermen are waiting for them, and they try and shoot at him. They don't hit him.
And they miss.
Or do they? Because what they actually do is they shoot a homing beacon on the bike so Gavrok can track them.
And then they fire at the back, and then they miss, and then they fire at the back, and they miss. They miss both times.
Had another popsicle.
But the Doctor seems to know that was the plan, and he's got a plan of his own. First, more insect metaphors, as Gurambi is talking with Billy about a bee's royal jelly, which can transform an ordinary worker bee into a queen bee.
Yeah. And
that won't come in.
Not at all. This jelly is being fed to the Cameron baby. It is now not a cat stop.
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. The jelly's being fed to the baby, who's no longer a baby. It's now a prepubescent child.
Yeah. Garami also shows off his massive collection
His massive collection of what? Sorry?
honey.
The audio cut out at the worst possible time.
Yes,
Yes.
dear.
His massive collection of honey.
Yes.
Yes, dear.
God damn it. What I always thought the most simple ploys.
Foil again. Yeah, Delta's feeding the baby some alien baby food. And she also explains that the baby, because the Shimmerin princess is like chirping and harmonizing. Ah! Only more warbly and processed.
Yeah.
But this is the singing time, which is a Shimmeron infant does as they grow, and it can be used. One frequency is used just to harmonize, but another more powerful frequency is used to attack.
One song makes you grow, one song fucks you up.
Yep. And then we have Billy, our resident simp.
Will you please stop calling him that?
I didn't start it, so.
But you're continuing it. Will you please stop continuing it?
We're
didn't
in this.
start the simping.
Okay, just for that, you can continue it. But please don't mention it again after this podcast.
Okay. So
Is that a fair compromise?
Billy steals some of the alien baby.
You can thank Cat for saving the bit by that brilliant. We didn't start the fire reference. I need a moment to continue about the alien baby food.
He steals the alien baby food. What he's going to do with it is absolutely gonzo stupid thing, but we'll get to that. But before that, Gavrok has another grand plan. As he booby traps the TARDIS with a sonic cone, so that anyone who tries to get to it will get blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because it emits a force field around the TARDIS.
Should be pointed out, he had an ample opportunity to shoot the TARDIS and vaporize it earlier in part 2, but didn't take it.
No, he didn't.
But what can you do? Villain's gonna villain.
And, well, the Doctor is driving the motorbike along with Mel, and it's wild because it's playing the happy Cuff McCall music, which is just bumping. But also, if you look at the long shots of McCoy driving, you clearly see that he's wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Because he needed glasses to drive again. Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, he knows that the Bannermen shot a home bike, so he stops in the field with cows and sheep and goats, and he ties the beacon. Well, actually, he doesn't. We don't see what he does yet because he just stops and asks Mel for ribbon.
Yeah.
He does something with the tracker. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah. He does something with the tracker. But before they need the tracker, two of the Bannermen, the two that shot the homing beacon, have tracked down Delta at Garami's place, and they try to attack. Delta shoots one. Well, we should also mention that at this point, the Shimmerin Princess, she starts her singing time, high-pitched warbling, which fucks up the Bannermen's ears, and their hands to their ears, and like, ah!
Basically, she grows up just in time to be able to control her ability to attack people.
Yeah.
And she basically, screamos them out of the picture.
She digivolves into harm.
Or to put it another way, Magic Jelly, make my monster grow.
Mine was better, admit it.
No. I would admit it.
Well, that just means I'm right.
You know what the funny part is? This entire time, I am not offended by any of these child actors because they don't talk.
Yeah.
All they do is,
I'm more offended by the fact that this character has gone through more changes of actor than a timeless child at this point.
Oh Jesus. But Delta shoots one of these.
You don't talk about that episode here.
No, we're saving that for the retrospective that we're never going to do.
Oh, we'll do it one day. One day. We're having so much fun with class. One day. About it. And And we'll talk about how great Orphan.
Yeah, but it's like, why would I take my hand, which is in a nice, comfortable position, doing these classic reviews that we're enjoying for the most part, and then take that hand and plunge it into a fire, which is the Series 12 retrospective?
Well,
why would I
wouldn't
do
say
that?
fire. I would call it something else. Specifically shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but shit doesn't cause me pain. Fire does.
Oh, trust me, it would cause me pain if my hand got plunged into it.
True.
Right.
Can we get back to the Bannermen?
Yes, please. Right. Delta shoots one of the Bannermen dead, but the other gets and comes back to Gavrok, who now, well, I won't make my point just yet, but this is going to be part of it. Gavrok and the Bannermen track the homing beacon to a goat. The doctor has taken the beacon, used part of Belle's hair ribbon, and tied it to the leg of a goat.
It's a pretty clever ploy, let's be honest with you.
Yeah, it's good. At least they don't vaporize the goat.
I thought they would have killed the goat. I really did.
Yeah.
Well,
that would have been bad.
The one Bannerman who got away, he shows up to Gavrok. Gavrok's about to shoot him for incompetence until the guy says that he knows where they're hiding.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay, lead the way.
He never actually kills one of his own men. He kills the bounty hunter, but that's not one of his own men.
This leads to perhaps the best, goofiest scene of the episode.
The best visual gag. So the radio gets shot. The radio is playing Lollipop.
Well, before that, we should mention that the doctor sets everything up here. He's got everyone. He's ready to evacuate him out of Dodge and take everyone back to the holiday camp. But he sets some stuff up. He takes Delta's scarf and he puts it under the door of Garami's honey shed. He turns on the radio and turns it down. The place is occupied. And then they all hightail it.
Yeah.
So the Bannermen show up. They shoot the shit out of the place first. Then they hear the radio and they shoot that. Then they see Delta's scarf at the honey shed. And they go running in. They this is
this is the best visual gag of the entire story.
They run in and they just smash into Garami's honey. And honey jars just smash all over them. And just absolutely coat these dumb idiots in honey.
And here is the absolute brilliance of this scene that I didn't get until later on.
Come after the honey, and they're attacking the Bannermen and stinging them. The Bannermen are running around waving, ah!
Yeah, now, the bees look awful.
It's just a bunch of footage of bees.
Yeah, I thought it was CGI, but it's not. It's just bad footage of bees.
Yeah, it's just overlay footage.
But can I just point out the absolute brilliance of the scene that comes before the bees?
What's that?
Well, you see, Gavrok and the Bannermen fell into a literal honey trap.
Oh my god! Now, this leads into a point I want to make, which is that we've been talking about the happy, fun stuff versus the grim, dark soldier bullshit. You know, the shadow of Clayton. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. The previous era of Doctor Who, under the previous script editor, Eric Sayward, it was very grim military shit played straight. You had shit like Earthshock or Resurrection of the Daleks, where it's like, oh, iconic Doctor Who, bunch of soldiers, they just all fucking die. People are killed left and right, like Resurrection of the Daleks. You seen it?
Yeah, God almighty. That's a bloodbath. That's an absolute bloodbath.
I believe it has the highest body count. Classic.
I would totally believe that because it's a massacre.
And you've seen Earthshock. You know how that. You know it's very traditional.
Yeah.
Monsters, guns, shit going off. It's shit like that. So you can imagine a Sayward Bannerman played straight, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But this is not that story. You have the happy, fun, bullshit, dumb, gonzo, panto stuff that fandom at large dislikes, thanks, according to the poll, versus that grim military stuff which fandom does like. And the dumb bullshit wins out every time.
And what I like about this is that it's perfect, actually, because it makes perfect thematic sense. So you brought up Nash earlier. I'm going to mention another Channel Awesome alumnus, if I may, in the form of Linkara and his history of Power Rangers specifically. And the scene in Power Rangers Zeo where Bulk and Skull are fighting off the foot soldiers, the Cogs, for that show. And they actually do a very good job because they employ these weird sort of comedic fighting tactics, and the Cogs have no answer against them. People are like, well, that's dumb, Robotic foot soldiers should beat the Comic Relief. Here's why it's not dumb, and it also relates to the Bannermen. So, in Power Rangers Zeo, the Cogs are robots. They are programmed to fight with the Rangers in combat and presumably anyone else with, hand-to-hand combat skills. Bulk and Skull possess no hand-to-hand combat training. They use this sort of strange Three Stooges-esque fighting, and it's actually very effective because the Cogs are not programmed to fight that.
Okay.
And the Bannermen, they are soldiers. They are presumably highly trained soldiers from another world. They're not designed to combat dumb Home Alone traps.
Wild. Okay.
So it's actually brilliant in another take on it. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it works in ways.
It works because it's not what they're expecting.
Thematically and sort of in universe. In a way. I really
you can also
like
add
that.
in that the Doctor probably knows that that Gavrok is very impulsive, so he would be the kind of person to just sort of run in and not think about what's going on.
And what is it that Clara says in Flatline? First rule being the Doctor, use your enemy's powers against them.
Hey! Mirror Girl, you're here!
Oh, Mirror Girl, I miss you.
I miss you too. But, speaking of dumb shit, once we get back to the holiday camp, we find out what Billy was doing with the alien baby food.
He's eating it.
He's eating it in the hopes of becoming a Shimmeron himself in order to go back with Delta and help propagate the species.
Can I just point out...
I'm not allowed to use that word anymore, but you know what I would be saying right now.
You're allowed to say it. No. The bargain was, in this podcast, you can use it if you don't use it in other podcasts.
Okay, but
simp.
You saved it. You saved it with the brilliant. You saved it with the brilliant. We didn't start the fire reference.
Now,
I couldn't go against that.
Bringing up Channel Awesome again and Nash. I just had to say another line. He says, "I don't know how stupid this plan is, or the fact that it works."
And it does.
It does.
He's slowly turning into a Shimmeron.
So,
may I point out, he is not turning green like the male Shimmerons are.
No.
It's probably because he's a hybrid.
Oh my god, no.
Well...
Hey, you brought up...
I wouldn't say it's a hybrid.
Billy was the hybrid all along. Mind blown.
He is a hybrid.
He is eating female jelly. Just saying it.
Okay.
Everyone's a bit of both.
So, we get the final attack of the Bannermen on the holiday camp. But
we also get the Doctor trying to figure out how to disarm this trap.
Oh yeah, the force field.
And Hulk burning himself like an idiot.
He doesn't believe it, so he reaches for it. The Doctor pulls back and holds his hand.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
But their grand plan involves Billy's giant-ass speaker. They're hooking it up to the speaker system of the holiday camp, and the best kept McCulloch's theme of the suite.
Yeah, I've already lived the suite. That's fine.
That's good. So the grand plan, as the Bannermen attack, they shoot at Billy and the Doctor. They duck for cover, and everyone's ready because the big plan is shit blasting the Shimmering Princess's attack melody over the PA system and the speakers. So they just blast that shit, and they totally fuck up the Bannermen. They're just rolling around with their hands up in the air.
Chimera and Princess uses Perish Song. It's super effective. The Bannermen fake within 3 turns.
Right.
I would say it's like if Japan tried to do death metal, but honestly, they've already done that with baby metal.
You just know now there's going to be some guy out there who's so into pop was like, actually, Perish Song does not make anyone super effective. It's not an attack.
In which we would say, nerd.
To which we say you need to be stuck into a locker.
Actually, Flareon is the only fully evolved Pokemon that can't learn fast.
Nerd.
Okay.
There is only one stat that matters in the grand world of Pokemon, and that is lowering my opponent's HP stat to 0.
Right.
Now who's the nerd?
We're on the Doctor Who podcast. People in glass houses.
All the bad thing is she does. She sent me presents there before.
So Gavrok is near the TARDIS as this happens, so he's just staggering around out of his mind thanks to the warbling, and he waltzes into the force field and gets iced.
He gets atomized, yes.
This also somehow overloads the force field and neutralizes.
Yeah. Plot bullshit.
So with the Bannermen all neutralized and Gavrok totally atomized, all that's left is to tie him up, which Weismuller is very eager to do.
Oh god, this is adorable.
I was a Boy Scout. My best thing was knots.
Hey, excuse you, Eagle Scout.
Yeah, Eagle Scout.
Right.
Boy Scouts in UK. Eagle Scouts.
Right.
No, we have Boy Scouts too.
Okay, Eagle, the next stage up.
Whatever it is, he knows how to tie him up.
Yes. Eagle Scouts, I believe, are the next stage up from Boy Scouts. They're sort of like the pre-teen Scouts.
Whatever he is, he ties up the Bannerman in the worst adaptation of 50 Shades of Grey ever.
Yes.
And that leads to our ending, where Billy is going off to Shimmeron.
He's even got a white outfit now.
Which, how did he get that? In fact, how the hell did the princess grow
Yeah,
up?
because the entire time she was growing up, her outfit grew with her. What the actual hell?
And also, brings me into the term baby grow. And also, Delta has been wearing one of Mel's dresses for most of this.
Mm-hmm.
She let her use one of her dresses for the dance.
Mm-hmm.
I think she actually thanks her for the use of the dress before she flies off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Presumably Mel gets it back and then immediately burned it in the incinerator because it had an alien inside of it.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. And just in case the analogy of them being like alien bees was not clear enough, there's bloomin' honeycombs on their outfits.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, they're going off into space, and it's a happy ending.
Yeah,
basically.
Billy's joining them. The Doctor gets a great line saying, I can't say I approve of this plan, but then again, love has never been known for its rationality.
It's cute.
That's way too close to the bone.
So everyone's...
Honestly, by that point, I think it would have been too late to reverse anything happening with Billy anyway,
Yeah.
so...
The two Americans get their satellites, so they're not going to get chewed out by their superiors over in the US of A.
gives the Doctor some honey, and that's Delta and the Bannerman.
Yeah.
Well, what did we think?
May I please go first?
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on Delta and the Bannermen. I actually really enjoyed this one. Didn't think I was going to because of certain things I've heard from Nash, from other people, like, it's too silly, it's too camp. To which I say, so what? If you want a good, objectively really good Sylvester McCoy story, then throw on Remembrance of the Daleks, which is terrific. Throw on The Curse of Fenric, which is one of the best stories in all of Classic Who. It might be the best one yet, unless, of course, City of Death beats it. That's a matter for interpretation and opinion. But if you want a fun time, throw this on. Because I did. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I don't mind that it's as camp and as silly as it is. Because that's what variety is, isn't it? You can have serious stories one week, and you can have dumb shit like this next week, and it's good. It's all good. And the side characters are fun. Burton is surprisingly endearing, despite the fact he's the leader of a holiday camp, which is terrifying. There's some good effects. There's also some bad application of bees, but we'll gloss over that. Gavrok is a good villain in that he's completely irredeemable, but not in an annoying way. I can't speak there. I like Garonway. He reminded me a bit of Tom Baker. Ken Dodd's cameo is really fun, apart from the fact that he gets shot in the back, but I can forgive that because this is a really fun story that has that dark edge to it. And that's the sort of thing I really like. So, and also, when I put this on, I was not in the best of moods, and it really did lift my mood.
Aww.
So yeah, I will give this more than a pass. I will say, go out and watch this if you haven't seen it already. It gets the seal of approval. It gets the thumbs up.
Hey, thanks, Roger Ebert. Cat.
I really enjoyed this. There are a lot of Doctor Who episodes where you do have the doom and gloom and the oh god, everything's wrong. But there's also all those episodes that you kind of just those those episodes where you just have to have something fun to do. And seeing as you said that this happens after a bunch of episodes where it was very I think it would be something that that was welcome. Um, Obviously we're not going to talk about the poll because it was wrong, but it was a fun, nice little romp through the Welsh countryside. We got to see the Doctor driving around on a motorcycle, which was fun. There weren't any side characters that I outright did not like. Even with the Americans, they had nothing to do, but they were still fun to be around, which is a testament to all the great actors they had. Um, and Billy's whole thing is a bit weird because I mean he literally just met her the one day and then the next day he decides to run off with her into space. But you already know my feelings on that. Simp. But yeah, otherwise it was a nice, fun little romp, and it's just nice to every so often have something fun to do.
Oh. I'm really glad that you two enjoyed the story because I really like the story a lot. It's like you say, it's dumb fun. That's why I picked it for birthday. Because, just a fun little romp we can all enjoy. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, especially glad that it actually made Raniac feel better. That's really sweet. I'm glad I could do that for you. But the episode is it's just 3 episodes of dumb fun. All the characters are interesting in their own way. You have a couple of weird idiosyncrasies, like how did Gavrock teleport? How did the get here? How did Billy become the Shimmeron? That's pretty dumb, but you sort of gloss over that and just let the story take you for a ride, as it were, and you'll have a good time. I especially like the reading that came up where you have the fun, goofy story and the serious military drama. Drama gets totally overtaken by dumb fun, and dumb fun gets to win out every time. They get outwitted by stupid shit like a goat and bees and loud noises. It is a romp and a delight, and you could do a lot worse with 75 minutes of time. And in fact, I'll say that Earthshock shouldn't be what Chris Chibnall get in. It should be this.
Yeah.
Now that would be an era that would be real unique to see. An era that this.
A take so hot it just came out of the oven.
Yeah, I accidentally plunged my hand into.
Well, let me take that head out of the fire for a moment.
Yeah. Okay, Raniac, I know you're up. Before you pick, don't listen to the fandom. Listen to your heart.
I've learned my lesson. Don't you worry.
All right.
What I'm going to do is talk you through. What I'm going to do is talk you through my reasoning for picking this particular story.
Oh God, it is Talons.
No, it's not Talons. This is a kind of a redemption. So, my second pick before this one was Inferno. And that was a story that was lauded by fandom, and we didn't enjoy it.
Did not.
And then I picked Tomb of the Cybermen, which is a story that was lauded by fandom, and not only did we not enjoy it, we found parts of it problematic and awkward to watch.
We sure did.
So
that's not your fault. It happens.
My last 2 stories have starred the third and second Doctors respectively, and it didn't really give them the fair shake that they deserve. So why don't we correct that? So next time on Doctor Who Reviews, John Pertwee and Patrick Troughton and William Hartnell all star in The Three Doctors.
Yo!
Ooh.
You know, I almost picked this. My choice, because it's Doctor Who's birthday, and it was my birthday week.
The fandom does like this one, but the point is that I have seen this one, and I know it to be good.
Take a look at that poll. I've seen it too. I know it's good. The 51st place.
It's not in the top 50?
Just barely out of the top 50. Oh, look at that. It's better than Impossible Planet Satan.
Well, no, it isn't, but what I will say to it placing 51st and not 50th, the evil is defeated.
The evil is defeated.
We have picked one that's not in the top 50.
I mean, Raniac, I'm just going to say that Curse of Fenric is...
All right, yeah. Well, Fenric is so good that is the exception that proves the rule.
Listen. This poll is like a broken... It's right twice a day.
Yeah.
So, Curse of Fenric was one, Three Doctors is another.
But I did feel bad for both John Pertwee and Sylvester McCoy that we didn't give him fair representation. Not Sylvester McCoy, God damn it.
Sylvester McCoy. We've given him plenty of representation.
Patrick Troughton.
Yeah.
Apart from the Macroterra, which wasn't him on screen, it was. It's mostly redemption for John Pertwee, because I felt bad how we handled his one story that we've done to his. So yeah, Three Doctors. This was the birthday special for the 10th anniversary special for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
1973, and I will say no more than that because I don't want to spoil it for Kat, who has never seen it before.
Oh, we're going to have fun.
I think we will. I'm tempting fate, but I think I've picked a good one at last.
It's a miracle.
Now, had I said Talents of One Cheyenne, I think Jerry would have turned to stone life on camera.
I'd be on a goddamn boat.
Well, you wouldn't because they wouldn't let you in, but I just show up like taunting you from across the water, going, "What's that, Jerry? What's that?"
And then I take a giant mirror and I shine it in you.
Yeah, and then I'm blinded forever. It serves me right. Let's get this nonsense finished. So,
yes, let's.
Thank you to Jerry for picking the very fun Dozra and the Bannermen.
And for being old.
Well, let's thank you for that, but thank you for picking Dozra and the Bannermen regardless.
You're welcome, honey.
I'm not gonna. Yes,
dear.
I'm not gonna say, thank you for being 1 year closer to the end of your life. But no, thank you for picking it. Thank you, Kat, for putting up with our nonsense for this entire call.
Oh, trust me, I got my own back. There are so many song title puns that I have not used. So.
Thank you for that. And thank you to you, the audience, for putting up with us for the past, looking at the clock, hour and a half. Not all that will probably make it into the finished episode, but thank you. And before we go, if you want to drop us a line about the show, or maybe recommend a story that we could talk about next, our Twitter account is @ReviewsDoctor. Our totally legit email account is goexterminateyourself@gmail.com. I think you know our individual Twitter accounts by now, but you can chat to us if you want to. I'm @RainiacTheManiac, Kat's @ConcaveUsurper, and Jerry's @FreezingInferno. And with that shilling, like, comment, and subscribe. And with that shilling out of the way, we will see you. And now I've said that, I've just killed any chance of this becoming a popular video. And we'll see you next week for what will hopefully be another fun time. The Three Doctors.
Yay!
Until then, thank you again, and bye for now.
Bye.
So, Doctor, you defeated Cro-Magnon and saved Paradise Towers. What are you going to do next? I'm going to Disneyland.